Hey guys, it was good to see more of your faces today. We got to chit chat, Miss Nestor and myself, and even Miss Shemaluski, about lots of different things and answer lots of questions. So we were excited to see more of you today. That is awesome. If we have not heard from you, by tomorrow afternoon, we will be making phone calls to those of you who we have not gotten updates from this week, to see what work you are doing. Something that we want to just emphasize is this is a credit, no credit opportunity for this marking period. So we need to have some evidence and some proof that you're working on something, whether that be MobiMax progress or pictures of packet work, writing, reading that you've been doing. So please make sure you're keeping us updated and in the loop, and we are here if you have any questions. All right, so we are going to continue on with our read aloud. Today, we just ended the last chapter, chapter 12, where Anne-Marie saw her mom at the opening of the trail on the ground. And she knew it was her mother lying on the earth. So now we are on chapter 13, and it's called Run as Fast as You Can. Still moving quietly, so as not to wake her sister, Anne-Marie sped down the stairs and through the kitchen door. Her foot caught on the loose step and faltered for a moment, righting herself, then dashed across the ground to the place where her mother lay. "Mama!" she called desperately. "Mama!" "Shh!" Mama said, raising her head. "I'm all right." "But Mama," Anne-Marie asked, kneeling beside her. "What's wrong? What happened?" Her mother pulled herself into a sitting position. She winced in pain. "I'm all right, really. Don't worry, and the Rosens are with Henrik. That's the important thing." She smiled a little, though her face was drawn with pain, and she bit her lip, the smile fading. "We got there quite quickly, even though it was still so dark, and it was difficult for the Rosens not knowing the path. Henrik was there waiting on the boat, and he took them aboard and down below so quickly to the cabin that they were invisible in an instant. He said the others were already there. Peter got them there safely, too. So I turned to hurry home. I was so anxious to get back to you and your girls, I should have been more careful." Talking softly, she brushed some grass from the dirt from her hands. "Can you believe it? I was nearly here. Well, maybe just halfway, when I tripped over a root and went sprawling." Mama sighed. "So clumsy," she said, as if she was scolding herself. "I'm afraid my ankle is broken, Anne-Marie. Thank goodness it's nothing worth. An ankle mends, and I am home, and the Rosens are with Henrik. You should have seen me, Anne-Marie," she said, shaking her head with a wry look. "Your Papa Mama, crawling inch by inch. I probably looked like a drunkard." She reached for Anne-Marie's arm. "Here, let me lean on you. I think if you support me on the side, I can make my way up to the house. Goodness, what a clumsy fool I am. Here, let me put my arm over your shoulders. You're such a good, strong, brave girl. Now, very slowly. There." Mama's face was white with pain. Anne-Marie could see it, even through the faint light of approaching dawn. She hobbled, leaning heavily on her daughter, pausing again and again toward the house. "When we get inside, I'll have a cup of tea, and then we'll call the doctor. I'll tell him that I fell on the stairs. You'll have to help me wash the grass and twigs away. Here, Anne-Marie, let me rest for a minute." Then they had reached the house, and Mama sank down to the steps and sat. She took several deep breaths. Anne-Marie sat beside her and held her hand. "Mama, I was so worried when you didn't come back." Mama nodded. "I knew you would be. I thought of you worrying as I dragged myself along. But here I am, safe with you now. Everything is fine. What time is it?" "It must be 4:30, or close to it. They will sail soon." Mama turned her head and gazed across the meadow to the sea and the vast sky above it. There were no stars now, only the gray pale sky with pinkness at its border. Soon they will be safe too. Anne-Marie relaxed. She stroked her mother's hand and looked down at her discolored swollen ankle. "Mama, what is this?" she asked suddenly, reaching into the grass at the foot of the steps. Mama looked and she gasped. "Oh my God," she said. Anne-Marie picked it up. She recognized it now. She knew what it was. It was the packet that Peter had given to Mr. Rosen. Mr. Rosen tripped on the step, remember? It must have fallen from his pocket. We'll have to save it and give it back to Peter. Anne-Marie handed it to her mother. "Do you know what it is?" Her mother didn't answer. Her face was stricken. She looked at the path and down at her ankle. "It's important, isn't it, Mama?" "It was for Uncle Henrik. I remember Peter said it was very important. I heard him tell Mr. Rosen." She tried to stand, but fell back again on the steps with a groan. "My God," she murmured again. "It may have all been for nothing." Anne-Marie took the packet from her mother's hand and stood. I will take it, she said. I know the way. It's almost light now. I can run like the wind. Mama spoke quickly, her voice tense. Aunt Marie, go into the house, get the small basket on the table. Quickly, quickly put an apple into it and some cheese. Put this packet underneath. Do you understand? Hurry. Aunt Marie did instantly as she was told. The basket, the packet at the bottom, she covered it with a napkin, then wrapped some cheese and apple. She glanced around the kitchen, saw some bread, and added that. The little basket was full. She took it to her mother. You must run to the boat. If anyone should stop you, who would stop me? Aunt Marie, you understand how dangerous this is. If any soldiers see you, if they stop you, you must pretend to be nothing more than a little girl, a silly, empty-headed little girl taking lunch to a fisherman, a foolish uncle who forgot his bread and cheese. Mama, what is it in the bottom? Her mother still didn't answer the question. Go, she said firmly. Go right now and run, as fast as you can. Aunt Marie kissed her mother quickly, grabbed the basket from her mother's lap, turned, and ran toward the path. And that's where we're going to stop today. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 chapters left. So we'll be finished with it early next week. All right. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.